So according to Ukrainian officials, yesterday, June 8th, a Russian Su-57 multi-purpose fighter jet was destroyed at the Akhtubinsk airfield in the Astrakhan region of Russia. Now, these satellite images were presented by the Ukrainian government, claiming to confirm the destruction of the Su-57. Now, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's main directorate of intelligence reported that the fighter was attacked at the airfield in Akhtubinsk, which sits right here, which is about 589 kilometers from the front line. So we're talking about this distance right here. Now I'll go ahead and zoom in on where we are talking about here in Akhtubinsk. Looking at, now you see there's these two different airfields. The one that was struck is here. As you can see, you do see a few, maybe one or two. There's one Su-57 sitting right here. I don't necessarily see any others on this tarmac ready to launch, but this is kind of where it is at. It is an airfield that belongs to the 929th Flight Test Center of the Russian Ministry of Defense, and it has been used for airstrikes launched into Ukraine. Now, Russia only produced about 22 serial numbered combat capable Su-57s, and only about 15 of those are supposedly in active service. So the destruction of this fighter is somewhat of a considerable blow to the Russian air and space forces. Russia began operating this just in 2022, and according to leaked Russian documents from earlier this year, it is believed that nearly half are not operational. Interestingly, the Su-57 was developed in collaboration with Indian specialists, but India withdrew from the project in 2019, citing a lack of appropriate technologies on Russia's part to make it a true fifth-gen fighter, comparable to the US F-22 or F-35. Now, it is noteworthy that while Russia claims the Su-57 was operational just 3 weeks into their invasion of Ukraine, Ukrainian forces have yet to see the aircraft in their airspace. Often it is just used as a standoff aircraft to fire missiles into Ukraine. It is believed this is because the Russians don't want to have their aircraft exposed as not truly being as stealthy as they are claiming it. Now, if this Ukrainian strike is actually true, it would mark the first time a fifth-gen fighter has been destroyed in combat, but I put quotes around that because I'm absolutely certain this is not a fifth-gen fighter. It's likely just a slightly more advanced fourth-gen fighter. Now, before I talk about just a quick rundown of why I think that, if you want more of this information, by all means, go watch Alex Hollings. He's the expert in this arena, and he has actually done a video that breaks down a lot of this way more in depth than I am able to right here, but I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what I'm talking about. The bottom line is the Su-57's capabilities are not on par at all with any other fifth-generation fighters, such as the F-22 or the F-35, both produced by the United States. This is due to things like their completely unstealthy front canard that you see here, massive exposed engines that are easy to detect by IR-seeking capable missiles. They make no attempt on these engines to make them stealthy at all. They're just exposed. Very unstealthy vents that are designed to keep electronics within the aircraft cool. The bay doors that cover the internally held weapons have gaps in them, and this is by design so that it can equalize pressure at high altitudes. Visible screws, not even rivets, but actual Phillips head screws in the wings, versus the F-22, which has a mesh-bonded radar absorbent coating, creating a very smooth surface. And in general, there's just misaligned gaps and shoddy patchwork on this aircraft everywhere. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely shoddy workmanship. Now, internal documents out of Russia have stated that the radar cross-section of the Su-57 is somewhere around 0.1 meters squared, but expert analysis has shown that it's probably closer to 0.5. Now compare that to the aircraft in front of you, the F-22, which has a radar cross-section of 0.001, and the F-22 is 1,000 times more stealthy than the Su-57. Hell, the now retired F-117 Nighthawk, which gained fame in 1991 for its role in the Gulf War, is 10 times more stealthy than the Su-57, which came out in 2022. In fact, the Su-57 is actually closer in radar cross-section to the F-18, which is decidedly a fourth-generation fighter, than it is to any current US fifth-gen fighter. And they are just poorly built as well. This one caught on fire on the tarmac because one of its radars overheated. Just goes to show you that no matter how hard Russia tries, they just can't beat the real thing.